So first, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the power of identity. You know, what is the power of identity? It is a set of beliefs that are tied to yourself and to others as well. So who you are, what do you believe you are? What do you believe you're not? You know, it's quite important to understand, are you a mum? Are you, an HR person, or are you an employee of this? Or who are you? The strongest force of human personality is to stay consistent with how you define yourself. So it's quite important topic to understand who you are. So what is your current identity? Your identity determines how you perceive yourself and others. And your identity drives your behavior. So just say, as a human being, you do everything in your power to be consistent with your identity, but you have a stressful situation. You're really stressed, you're anxious, and that's making you feel low, overwhelmed at work. You rationalize your behavior. But every time you come in touch with going to work, you start to feel angry, frustrated, and then you're not productive at work. So if you rationalize your behavior, so I'm just doing this because I'm anxious at work, then you're inconsistent with your identity, because you're identifying yourself as a stressed or anxious person. You either let go of that action, you either change or you sabotage yourself. So when you walk into the office, you can sabotage yourself by saying to yourself, well, I'm not going to be good at it, might as well not do the work. So an identity creates action. So if you change your identity, you will need to get into action. By getting into action, you're able to change anything that you need to feel happy. So it's quite important for us to understand this key tip to help you feel stress, to feel stressless or stress relief. So your identity is your state which you're in. A lot of people just live in that fearful state, that anxious state. So I'm going to teach you how, by changing your focus, your connection, your physiology, you're able to change the way you see yourself. So if you're stressed for a prolonged period of time, it influences your identity and how you see yourself. So by changing your focus, what do you focus on? What do you want? So you have to see, feel, and imagine and experience what you want. Focus on that feeling. So if I go into an office to deliver my stress resilience workshops called Fear Less, Live More Accelerator, what I do is I tend to see myself in that position of authority to help people make changes and fear less. Connection. When you're depressed or stressed, your language, your voice, your breath, what you focus on, the words you attach to your experience become your experience. So those words escalate those feelings. If you're anxious, you're breathing faster, you're sweating, you're feeling really nervous, you're fearful, and then you get really breathless. And that is noticed in your tone and your voice. Your physiology. You can change your physiology by, at lunchtime, at work, going for a walk, running, listening to music, singing to yourself. So there's lots of things you can do. Now, my second tip for stress resilience is growth. I call it the growth topic, growth key mindset tip. So first, get acquainted with your situation. What works? What doesn't work for you? What can you do better? How you can change your self by changing your focus, your connection. Getting some support network will be great. Become more aware of your negative thinking. You will then become acquainted with what you feel. My second of the growth, the R, is rethinking. It's a skill set, but it's also a mindset. You have many mental tools you need. You just have to get them ready out of the shed, as I call it, and remove the rust, especially when you're facing a stressful situation, especially in relation to your health and well-being. The O is identifying obstacles, your ability to not take anything at face value. Challenge these falsehoods, just understand, what are you scared of? What's going to happen? If you're fearful of that, then it comes out in your body language. Optimize your health, practice discipline, cultivate some good habits like eat healthily, go for a walk. It could be a short walk during lunchtime, or you're walking from the train station to work. This will delete, and you will feel stronger within yourself. There's feelings of inadequacy, rejection, and intimacy. Work at being a leader. So, you are in charge of your desk and your job role. So you be that catalyst of change. Or if you're a leader, then identify with that role. Define a vision. Motivate and direct others by delivering results. It helps and guides and navigates you, but accelerates your position to feel better about yourself, confident about yourself. Talk about your feelings to your friend, to a family member, a health professional, a cognitive behavior therapist. You can do a lot doing that. Healthy ways of coping with stress, really, really important, are mindfulness and meditation. It'll help you become more aware of how those negative thoughts can impact your physical feelings. If you want an extraordinary life on your terms, you must define yourself in a way that you're pulled together towards that life. Now, my third mindset tip is making good choices. What are these good choices you're going to make? They're decisions that keep you from heading in the direction that you want. So have a little meter here, call a feel-good meter. Ask yourself how I feel on the scale of 1 to 5. 1 is feeling great and 5 is feeling terrible. And then you're making some choices. You write down your situation in your journal or a bit of paper, and your reaction, your feeling about it, and then make that good choice. What is the choice you can make different from making that you did before? So if you feel that this person at work, I had a client come this week to me on our one-to-one call, and she said to me when she was at work, she thinks that people don't take her seriously, and she feels undermined because she's slightly older and the other people in the office are 28-year-olds and she's in her 60s. I said to her to write that situation down and what is her feeling and reaction, and then make a good choice. So the next day when she went back to work, she decided to just tell them how she felt. And that reaction she got was brilliant, because people said, no, they were just, they were on the internet and laughing and joking at some YouTube video, and it was not about her. So understanding those roles that you play in making those good choices for you. Do something different. What does that mean when I say that? A lot of people ask me, what do you mean? What about making time for self each day, like relaxation, fun, enjoyment? Talk to a friend, have a nice bath, go for a walk, watch a funny comedy, on the TV or on Netflix. Just eliminate those interruptions when you're doing that. Schedule your day for energy and focus, but doing something for yourself that makes you feel good. Create that healthy balance. Allow yourself time for those activities that give you a sense that you are looking after you, for self-care. It helps you then connect and give yourself closeness to others, like sit on the sofa and talk to your teenage daughter. It gives yourself an enjoyment. Talk to your hubby, your partner, a friend. Go and have a coffee. Try and do something different from your normal routine, which makes you feel good about you. Last of one of my techniques, I call it the 3R process. It's really one of the best strategies to adopt and manage stress.